Hey guys, Jessica here. So today we are talking about the Motif Aura. This is one of the newer wearable pumps on the market. This is sold by the company Motif and is advertised as being a really good wearable option to use in conjunction with the Motif Luna, which is a popular pump. So what we have here is a very flat pump design. It's very trim. You have the bottle. One of the features I do like is the bottle actually screws on and off, so it does feel more secure. You've got your little duckbill valve right there. In terms of how this fits in the bra, I don't dislike this pump. I do like that it's fairly trim. It's fairly quiet. It does have app control. Let me see if I can get it to turn on. You can hear it now. I would not say that this is like obnoxiously loud, and it's kind of a soft pop to the backflow protector. So I do like that. But I do have some concerns about this pump from a user standpoint. The biggest thing being it comes with a 29 millimeter flange. And to make it smaller, you have to get these inserts. I just want you to take a look at how short this insert is. This insert is too short for the average nipple to be pulled in and expanded in length twice, which is what we see as the average. If you have elastic nipples, the Motif Aura is not for you. It's literally not for you. If you have longer nipples, this pump is not for you. If you have breasts that come to a point or are pendular or tubular, this is probably not the pump for you. And the reason being, this really flat design. This is designed to be trim. This is not designed to be universally compatible with human anatomy. And then let's pull this insert back out. I want you to see, this is the duckbill valve from the top. You cannot cover this hole. If you block this hole, you're going to block your suction and the ability of milk to flow, which means regular inserts are not going to fit this pump. They're going to not get an air seal here, or they're going to block that hole. So what you have to do is you have to use the 24 millimeter silicone insert that it comes with. And then on the market, we were able to find exactly 2 inserts that will fit with this. The best ones were the Loza-Eve, Begical, the short ones. I will link them below. Those worked okay-ish. They're firm enough to stay out of the way of that hole. You are going to end up with a situation where the milk is going to have to push towards the back and then pull and drip into the duckbill, but it seems to be working okay. The lactation hub clear comfort inserts did fit. However, they did not get the best of seal here in every size. And I could not find a rhyme or reason to why one size fit and one size didn't. I think it was likely related to variation with the inserts. But if you need smaller, that's what you're going to have to do. That's just the options that we have available for this pump. Maymom inserts are not going to fit. Willow inserts, they're not going to fit. Legendary inserts, they're not going to fit. So if you can't use those 2 inserts because they're too short for you, pump is not going to work for you. Now, that said, I have seen some success with this pump. Let me pull up the program that it's running and give you a look at the cycle speeds and settings. Okay, so in terms of cycle speeds and settings, this pump is running pretty good range of suction. We've got 48 mmHg to 255 mmHg, which means it's actually running stronger than the Motif Luna that it's compared to, but it is running on the slower side. I would say that this program is actually fairly comparable to the Samori S5, which makes sense to me. The Samori S5 is a Samori pump. The Motif Aura is a rebranded Samori pump, just like the Motif Luna. These are rebranded Samori pumps. I would not say that it is a one-for-one match with the Motif Luna, but with the Samori S5, it actually is a fairly equivalent match. It's running a normal straight up and down suction pattern. It's not doing anything funny. The cycle speeds are okay on this pump. They're not great. This is not going to be a pump that is going to be a game changer for a lot of parents. The cycle speeds, 68 is where it topped out, which should be a pretty good speed. But what we're looking for is between 100 and 150 mmHg for most people to be able to move milk. And that brings it down into, low 50s to high 40s. It's really just going to depend on the user's body as to whether that's going to be sufficient. And again, this is not a pump that we have a lot of hacks for. So if it works, it works. This will be an easier pump to fit in a bra because it is very trim and it's very, very lightweight. So I do think the weight is really nice. The moms that I have seen do really well with this pump so far are my moms with short, flat, inelastic nipples. This pump has been a game changer for moms who have broader breast tissue. And what they need is that flatter flange to be able to actually fit their body well. So I do have two moms who really struggled with wearables, and happens to be the Willow 3.0. You can see this is a deeper flange. So if you have a very broad, flat breast that likes to sit here, maybe we're struggling to get the right fit for you, even with the available inserts that we had that can kind of reduce that depth. We still had moms we struggled with. This has been a game changer. The cycle speeds and the light suction have been really good because we don't have a lot of wearables that are operating in that lower suction range. And we do see moms that they really don't exceed 75 to 100 mmHg. So for them, there are pumps out there that are simply too strong. They're not working for them. The Motif Aura does give us an option there. I do have concerns about the insert situation. I do think we may be compromised on the depth and the ability to make this discreet at the expense of the ability to use it with human nipples. I think that is going to be a problem. This is not a pump that I would tell somebody to go out and spend their money on unless we were trying to find them a fit for those options that we just talked about. The very broad breast tissue, the inelastic tissue, the nipple tissue that needs that lower suction in order to pump comfortably. If we're not addressing those issues, this pump is not going to rise up on the list of things that I'm going to recommend just blindly trying, because the lack of inserts means we could have a 40 to 50% failure rate on this pump just by the nature of the design. And that happens. Not every design is going to work universally. But this one is definitely one that it's not going to be a universal fit. This is not going to be for everybody. We are going to see a lot of people who struggle with this. I do worry about this depth. I think we're going to see over time people who are using it and using it with the wrong size could end up bruising because that is a hard back to this. And it's not very far. The average nipple, especially an elastic nipple, could easily touch this back and bruise itself. So that is a concern. Now, let's talk the value of this pump. I'll be honest, this is one of the few pumps that I have purchased out of pocket. I purchase almost all of my pumps out of pocket. I can see the good in most pump design. It is very, very rare that I purchase a pump and think, wow, I really overpaid for that. My standards for saying that I overpaid for a pump are so low. This pump, however, let me take this bottle off so you can see. We've got open, cheap screws. The plastic is not super well seated together. It just feels kind of cheap. It honestly, in terms of like the weight of the plastic and the way it's assembled, reminds me of the fancy $30 pump that is on Amazon. I think I would have a different opinion of the pump if I had paid $100, $150. If this was an Amazon cheapie, I probably wouldn't be as annoyed with the quality. But this is not an Amazon cheapie. I paid $300 for this pump, and $300 for a pump where I have concerns right off the bat about the quality of the build and the ability to be able to use this for the average person's body, limited inserts. I don't think this is a pump that people are going to be super happy with. I could be wrong. I have seen weirder designs take off and find a niche following and be the answer that somebody was looking for. And I am always rooting for that to happen for every pump because I want to find the perfect pump for every pumping parent out there. But for the average pumping parent, I think you can pass on this. I don't think this is going to be the answer to your pumping problems that you were looking for. So, if you have any questions about this pump, if you're not sure if this is the pump for you, we can always take a look. If I just gave you a list of the things that I think this pump could be a good fit for, and you're like, that's good, that could be for me. Set up a consultation with me. Let's talk about it. Let's make sure before you drop $300 on it that there is a good chance that this could work for you. And we go from there. So I look forward to seeing more about user experience with it. So far, it's been very hit or miss, but it's running about 50-50 on, criticism and success. So that puts it right about what I would expect in terms of the anatomical challenges we're going to see. But I look forward to seeing what this pump is going to do. And if you have any questions or there's anything you're curious about, please just let me know and we'll see if we can get you the answers.